Hey everybody, it's Steve with Sky194 and appreciate you stopping by, checking out my video. And we are here at Hungaroring in the USCP server here in ACC.
Going double fine.
Got some pretty loaded field. A lot of people must be racing since LFM is down till after Christmas. The next season starts. I got Vit in front of me, got Miguel there outside of him, got Blue Team in here, Dunham's in here. Got a lot of fast guys, that's for sure. Still trying to get a hold of this AMG. No pit stop again, which I hate. I really rather have a pit stop, makes it a little bit funner, but you really got to manage your tires. Especially here, this place is kind of hard on tires. See how it goes.
Green light, go, go, go. Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
I knew he's gonna try to jam it in there to stay up a bit, so I just gotta survive. Hot too, so that's another thing. It's pretty hot and no tire change, so it's gonna be a challenge to get to the end with any kind of tires. Raced at Hungaroring last night in the CP server. Wrecked out of that with the Corsa. Honestly, I haven't had good luck there. Actually, it was just a driver error. Went into the chicane too hot.
Well done, mate. Your fastest step so far.
It's flying. That wasn't that good of a lap. So I say, his fall off here is awful. coming off that
Losing time to the car in front in sector 2.
that last turn really good. That's one thing you got to have here. You got to be able to come off of there really good. Man, he's all over a bit. Gale's pushing on him hard. Oh man, I'm way out. Not even close to my delta. Hanging in there, past the
Yellow flag, be careful there.
This turn is killing me. I'm losing all my time right there. Oh, he got ahead of it. Yeah, Miguel got ahead of him. That's concerning. My left front is already maxed out temp-wise or pressure-wise. That's not good. It's slowing down. At least I think. Miguel's speeding up. That wasn't good. little bit.
Falling behind the car in front in sector 2.
Man. That is not good.
Car ahead is sector 1.
Man. Wide. Scared to get a track limits again. Art's all over me. Tires are getting hot. Slow down for that.
We are halfway through. Keep it up.
Might have him just go ahead of me. See if he can pull away.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you back. I mean, I guess he just didn't want to get in front, I guess. I don't know. Maybe he's tight on fuel.
Final warning for exceeding track limits.
That's not good. That's a stupid one.
Falling behind to the car in front in sector 3.
Pass or what? Yeah.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
It's alright. Really need to try to finish. So, I'm gonna have to watch my P's and Q's. That means being more conservative. Just hope I can not make a blunder.
Yellow flag in sector 3.
That wasn't out of bounds. Trying not to overheat my front tires so I can finally come down.
behind in sector 3.
Dang. Dang it. I'd like to stay with him if I could. Tires are definitely too hot. Look at my tires. still cooking them. Caught up to me.
Time to the car in front in sector 2.
Car's understeering, I think, a little too much. Tires are overheated. Too late again. It's a good run off of that turn. test that out. Man, our front tires are just cooking. Man, my tires are overheated. That was close.
On the right. Falling behind to the car in front in sector 2.
I got the fuel mileage right.
Car on the right. Clear on the right. Frank, good job.
Man,
You did the best you
pooped.
could. Now bring the car back.
Oh man, that was tough. Yeah, Vitt finished second. Miguel won. So that's good. Yeah, it was a good race. Blue team, he had a faster car for sure. Had to be, play defensive, but it was a good race. But that was a great race. So let me go do some checking on this thing, and I'll meet you back here at the track. And we're back. And of course, it was only a couple seconds for you, but it's been rest of the day for me, or rest of the night, I should say, not day, but rest of the night. Yeah, I'm pretty much wore out. I had to let's see how many laps I did this time. It's like 30 laps this time, and I probably got about 60 laps because and it's already 26 degrees, so this is been doing this for a while. So we're just going to go over the setup, and I'll give you a couple different options. I mean, it's improved over what it was during the race, but still not really where I want it. But we'll talk about it. So let's go to the garage. And here's the timetables. And, of course, a lot of these I'm trying different things I don't like, so I stop, change it. And, my fastest was a 145.14, which is, I think, was a little quicker than what I had. And that's with the 80 liters. So I was actually running even more fuel than I was in the race, because the race, I think I only had 74, so just a little bit more. But that's with, race fuel load, not, not low fuel. So, but I was really trying to get some more consistency. I really wasn't looking for the ultimate lap time, really more looking for more consistent lap times. That's what I was really trying. And I think it's pretty good. Like I said, I think it's better than it was. And we're going to go over the reasons, what I'm looking at, and what I'm judging that off of. So let's go to the setup. So here we got the pressures. You can see the temperatures up at the 26 now. That's usually about my limit where I go, because it starts just getting too hot, and I got to keep adjusting tire pressures. We're going to get 24.3 left front, 25.4 left rear, 25.5 right front, and 25.9 right rear. The toe is a negative 0.05 with the camber at negative 3.8 and the caster at 10.1. And on the rear, and actually that should be down, should be 9.5. So I'll put that back. So actually the caster is 9.5. The toe on the rear is 0.04 with the camber at negative 3.2. So this, I didn't really change too much. The alignment, I think I added just a teeny bit more negative camber and took a little bit of the toe out. And other than that, not really much you can do, not really much you can do with this. I mean, there's not too many adjustments. It was pretty close around here. Tire pressures, of course, always vary. Electronics, this 3, 4, and 1. Now, this is the reason I did this. I had this at 4. I usually run the AMG at 4. You can even go 5. But, the one thing that was really hurting me in the race was I was wearing my front tires way, worse than the rears. And it didn't seem too bad, but of course what happens is as the car starts to understeer, that's when the tires start getting overheated. It starts getting worse. It just starts feeding on itself. The more it understeers, the more heat you get. The more heat you get, the more it understeers, and it just goes back and forth. So you're just sitting there constantly just destroying your front tires. And they were pretty much, wore out when I checked them. So, as far as the wear was more than I like. I mean, so that's what I'm trying to do, is put a little bit more, take some of the TC out to get the rears to wear a little bit more. That's what I need to do. So that way, as they're wearing, the fronts might wear more or faster, but hopefully I'm trying to cut that down and you won't get as bad of an understeer. You might have the car not as grippy, but it'll be even, not getting, like I said, you get those, understeer, oversteer things going on. Of course, that at 80 liters. You see how many tires I went through. So put that back to 1. Any roll bar at 7. Brake bias at 55. Steering ratio all the way down. The springs in the front are 143,000 with a bump stop rate of 800 and a bump stop range of 10. And on the rear, the springs are 107,000 with a bump stop rate of 600 and a bump stop range of 20. The anti-roll bar is 3 and the preload on the diff is 40. And pretty much a lot of this has been changed except for the brake bias. I did try all over. I went with some stiffer springs, but so you can go with that if you like the feel of this better. The 155,000, you can go with that. I just didn't see any advantage to it, and if anything, it takes the bumps harder. So I didn't really see a gain. So I just left it at the softer spring because usually the AMG likes that, and it goes over the bumps better. So other than that, I mean, I tried different bump stop rates, different bump stop ranges. Tried more anti-roll bar or less. I mean, and the diff on the preload on the diff is 1 less. I had 50 in the race, and now I have it at 40, and it just seems, because you're constantly turning. You're constantly turning, right, left. I mean, the car is hardly ever going straight unless you're going down the straightaway, the front straight. Other than that, you're constantly turning. And so you don't really want the diff to start locking up because then it'll mess you up. So that's why I took 1 click more out, and it seemed to be a little freer through the middle of the turn. So I do like that. But other than that, I've tried spring rates all the way really stiff. But, Hungaroring is so, it just don't have a lot of grip. And then it eats your tires off. So I can tell a lot of times, especially the front, you can just tell through my wheel. I mean, you can tell the grip's not there. And it's almost like going in the rain. I mean, you can tell the grip's not there. So I know I don't have as much grip as I had with the other springs. So that's why this seemed to have the best feel to it. Shocks on the front, we got 3, 3, 4, and 2. And on the rear is 2, 1, 3, 2. And again, this almost looks kind of like a rain setup. And then, I mean, that's kind of like Hungaroring. I mean, this places don't have a lot of grip, like I said. And in the rain, it's even more treacherous. And when it gets wet. But, again, I went off of Motec and tried to dial it in. And, it did help a little bit. It seemed to, again, it's fine-tuning to help try to maximize your grip as best you can. So from the race, I mean, I think it did a couple little adjustments, but nothing major. It was pretty close. Aero, changed stuff here. We got 44 in the front, 75 in the rear, with an 8 splitter, a 9 rear wing, and a 5 and a 4 and the brake ducts. And I changed everything on this all over. I've been up and down. I've raised the car both ends. I've taken the wing out, put the wing in. And we're going to go over this a little bit more detail. Every time this front ride height you click up, I can feel the car getting less grip. Every time. I mean, if you go 1 click up, you can just feel a little bit less grip in the turns. Another click up, a little bit less. It's amazing how much you can feel that the grip is just not there. So then what happens is you're sliding the front end. You're sliding the car, and then the tires get overheated. You start getting understeer, and again, it starts feeding on itself. You want the car not to slide. You want it to turn. So, I mean, this is as low as I could go without, still wasn't hitting anything that I could see, unless you didn't run over the bump, the sausages right. But it still seemed to go over, if you hit them right, really, fine. And also, the lower you get, the more, the better straightaway speed you're going to have. So, that's another thing. I mean, if you raise the car up, then it defeats the purpose of, you can take the wing out, it's going to be the same speed. So, and I've tested that, and that's pretty much what it was. Because, I mean, it's a big teeter-totter. I mean, you got the wing here, and you got the front. I mean, the car is a big teeter-totter. And you're trying to find the balance, to have equal balance here in the back and here in the front. And so, let's say you take all this wing out back here and take a lot of wing out. Well, then the back end's loose, so then you got to raise the front here to compensate for that, to get the car balanced out right again. Well, then you just lost the arrow that you had, because now you got the front end off the ground more, and like I said, every click you make on the front of this car, you can feel the grip go away. Feel it. So, and I'm not looking, again, for the ultimate lap. I'm more looking for, because where you can gain time is not having such a mega drop-off. So that's what I was trying to have, a decent lap, but also have decent fall-off. That's why I gave it more rear wing. I actually had an 8 in the race. I went all the way down to 6, trying all the way down to 6, and all the way up, and I finally settled for 9. And that's because, one, the car, like I said, the car does not, this track is so slick, and then 2, it just needs the grip as the grip goes away. And with the car this low, my speed was the same. I had the exact same speed down the straightaway as I did with a 6 rear wing, and this at like 48 in the front, and this like a 76 or something, only a little bit higher than this, maybe 76 or 77, and this at like 48 in the front, and this at 6, the rear wing, and I had the exact same speed down the straightaway as I do right now with a 9 rear wing. So I'd rather have the more wing, because it keeps, you get more aggressive on the brakes. You can do, a thing was stopping like super good, and it just has a lot more confidence to it, when the tires are fresh. But again, I'm trying to keep the tires wearing more even. So again, you could put more brake to the rear, and that helps wear the rear tires, and instead of the fronts. So again, you can't do that with hardly any wing. So the back end starts jumping all over the place. So that was, again, the reason. I added more splitter in the front to try to keep the front end glued, even when the tires are getting a little worn. So again, this probably is as good as I can for right now, until maybe another time I can figure some more stuff out. But again, I've got it down to almost the same time as I had before the update. It's just, with a pretty heavy fuel load. So I sure hope it works for you. Any questions or feedback is appreciative. I try to answer everybody if I can. Again, some of this place, you got to take care of your tires, take care of the car. I mean, if you can beat on it for 2 or 3 laps, and you're gonna, and you can run some decent times, but then it's gonna start dropping quick because you're just killing the tires. So that's just, the way it is with this new update. But again, I hope you give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And I sure hope, you come back and you visit again really soon. Of course, because this will be, link of this will be in the description. Of course, I have a PayPal link also. And thank you to everybody for all your support. And we'll see you the next time.